So, good day everyone. I'm Jeralyn and Alesna from BEED 2. So, today I'm gonna answer the question, what is the best theory in teaching mathematics in primary grades? For me, constructivism learning theory is the ideal for teaching mathematics uh, in primary grade school because I believe students can enhance their knowledge beyond rote memory and establish meaningful context to comprehend the informations and take command of the learning process of an active participants rather than a passive observer when math is taught using the constructivism approach. And also differentiated activities such as one-on-one work with a teacher or group project and games are used by teacher to provide learning experience for the pupils. And a teacher may also incorporate a brief mini lesson to demonstrate new techniques or a way of solving problem in order to learn in order to learn they question and embrace the position difficulty. Uh, and the teacher lets pupil explore, explain, examine, and experience control failure in the classroom. The teacher should never just provide the solution and go on. Mm, they assuming student comprehend the materials. And also teacher on the other hand value the range of the viewpoints, approaches, and the questions that occur as a result of a problem solving. So let's proceed for the next content of this video. So, so the first domain is the number sense, and we're giving a task to make a activity on it. So using the constructivism theory. So this activity is a hands-on activity with a number sense activity, and it is called roll and build. So it is an easy game to get students really understand what those number means and the quality means. The quality of those numbers are, of course, the student will really visualize the field of these numbers. So let's see how to play it. So the materials needed is the board, and of course the die and a cube. So the boards have a number 1 to 6, so which incorporate as a die. So and of course the cubes represent the build. So all student will do depending on the board. They will either have a die, a one die, or a two dice. They will roll it. Then when they will have when it landed, they will count the dots of the dice and find out what number if the person said that. So then they counting what they have defined on the number on the board number. So they have identification, and they'll have to build using the cubes. And let's assume that we rolled a die. So and it landed on 3. So once we have built little star for 3 cubes, they will have to place on the 3 and very in the board. So student can play alone on this game, or they could play with a great partner where they would take turn rolling dice back and forth and kind of work together, build up their boards. That they could also do the competitive game, which is student would have their own colors of cubes, and then once the all spaces are filled up, then they can see who covered the most path are the winner. So next domain is the measurement. So this in the after the class activity, class discussion in measurement as a constructivism theory, this activity I made is entitled is telling time activity. In the classroom activity, I will provide student a paper clock, or I will let them create or make a clock individually. I will let them in guides, and I will let student guide student or what are the parts of the clock, the face, the little hand, or the big hand, and etc. After that, since each student have their own individual clock, then the activity will, I will tell or say a time, and with the student they will create time what I said and in their own clock. So for example, I will say 4 o'clock. So each student were busy, doing um doing where is the 4 o'clock, what is the form of the o'clock, what is the angle of 4 o'clock. And of course I have my paper clock, so I will let student raise their raise their uh, uh, raise their clock then. And after that, of course, I have my own clock. Then I will let's see the class of what is the real angle of the 4 o'clock. And by that, student will learn and learn their mistakes. They makes correction of their mistakes, and they will learn by itself. So the next domain is the geometry. So in geometry, when you say geometry, it's a it's about the shapes, line, and etc. So in geometry, after the class discussion about the basic shapes, I'll let the student create shapes or cut, draw a shapes. And by that, after the class, after that activity, I will let the children explore in the four angle classroom, and let them see what is the things inside the classroom and find some shapes and have an angle or anything shapes that have an angle, or and I will let them present in the class. Fourth domain is the pattern and logic. For the pattern in logic activity, so when we say pattern, it is an object that has an same that organized objects. So for this activity, I will provide a different fruits and a plenty of pictures that have the same, and I will group the class into four, and I will I will provide them each group pictures, and I will let them create a patterns, that anything patterns that it can be incorporate and correct patterns. And by that, I will correct each group. And for example, I will say that I need an AB pattern. So AB pattern, when we say AB pattern, it is a um, example. We have a apple for A and B for banana. So A apple, B banana, and next will be apple and banana. So A apple, apple banana, apple banana. So we have A B pattern. A B A B A B A B. So the last domain is the statistic and probability. So as constructivism theory, so statistic and probabilities activity. So we say statistic, it is a collecting data, organizing data, understand what data means, and then present the data. So in this activity, I will let students to gather information about their student or classmates, pets. I will let student investigate and ask to their to their classmates and who have many who have are how many um, pets in their house, and then I'll organize the information into groups, and then let them make a graph of out of the information they gathered. By that, student will learn in gathering data, and also they know how to organize and make a data itself. So again, I'm Jeralyn Alesna, and thank you for listening, and that would be all. Thank you.